Welcome everyone to the 2018 Lexus RX350L, and that last letter, the L, is what makes such big news with this car. For the first time, we are looking at an RX that can carry up to 7 people. Now, with the naturally aspirated 3.5 litre V6 that we have here in the 350, you can have 6 or 7 people, but in the hybrid version, the RX450HL, that has a maximum capacity of 6. Now, Lexus has done more than just add another pair of seats behind the rear ones. There is some significant differences between this car and the standard RX. A few trivial things to start off with. One, it has worse fuel economy, doesn't have as much power, and weighs about 272 pounds more than the normal RX. But for the more significant differences, let's actually stop the car, pull over for a second, so you can see everything that is done to make this a different vehicle. When it comes to the physical changes that makes this RX and L, the car is about 4.4 inches longer and slightly taller, but it's no longer in the wheelbase. All of the changes kind of happen around here. So this is what is accommodating for more space for the rear passengers. This height here is just about an inch taller for more headroom. And with that, you have a slightly redesigned rear windscreen here. It's more upright than the normal RX. One of the problems with adding all of this space right around here that you add more D-pillar. There is quite a significant issue when it comes to rear visibility with this car. Now, when it comes to the struggle test for the second and third row, for the second row, it's pretty good. I'd give it maybe a struggle factor of 2, and the outside seats are heated. For that second row, they split in an individual fashion, but they slide in a 60-40 manner. For the rear seats, there's honestly no way someone like me would be able to sit back there comfortably. It is reserved for children only. With those seats, you can actually fold them down with buttons, but the problem is you have to hold your fingers on those buttons for the entire time. You can't just touch it once and then go. And for those of you that care, the storage numbers are ever so slightly different. Here they are right now. Now, that's the important stuff dealt with. Let's get back to driving. With the 3.5 litre naturally aspirated V6, this car is able to produce 290 horsepower and then 236 pound-feet of torque. And it doesn't sound like much. And the overall driving impression of this car is that it is a premium luxury vehicle. It isn't a premium sporting vehicle. The overall driving dynamics is very relaxed. The steering is light and takes a lot of motion to turn. The acceleration, if you were to personify it, it would be a really easygoing individual. It's like, okay man, we don't need to rush. We'll get there eventually. I can feel my heart rate slow down and all of the worries of the world slowly drift away. Even if you change the car into its sport mode, the steering will get a little sharper, but I couldn't tell you any other differences beyond that. If you are looking for a car that has 2 different characters, it has the luxury half and the athletic half. You're not getting that athletic half with this car, but that is, in my mind, kind of the point of this Lexus. It is meant to be a relaxing, comfortable, easygoing family cruiser. And that is exactly what this is. The ride is very smooth. It's incredibly quiet in here too. And it features enough technology to keep you and everyone else on board entertained. The RX that we are in, it doesn't have any additional options put into it. So everything you're seeing here is standard equipment. So the kind of things that we have are the Lexus Safety System Plus. That's your lane departure warning, the radar assisted cruise control, the automatic headlights. We've got heated and cooled front seats. We have the leather seats up here and also in the second row, but in the third row, they're actually vinyl. We've got a heated steering wheel, a 12.3-inch screen right up in front of us. automatic climate control. Actually, there is 3 zones to this climate control, as the rear passengers, they have a little section to control their preferred temperature as well. If you go up to the advanced package, you'll get other things like a better sound system, a wireless phone charger. Actually, this space down here underneath the climate control is the perfect place to rest your phone. You've got the 360-degree cameras as well, and when you have that selected up here, you can then choose a corner to have a closer look if you are backing into a space. Now let's talk about the interior. It's incredibly spacious. It has a rather low but deep dashboard, so the base of the glass seems quite a distance away, but everything's laid out very neatly. My favorite feature of Lexus interiors is the timepiece that we have right here. Below, you've got your climate control settings, and you don't actually have a dedicated button for your air conditioning. That's a bit of a fault, but everywhere that you touch is this soft plastics and leather. I think if some buyers were looking in this segment, they would want a leather-wrapped dashboard. That's not available here, but these soft plastics do the job very nicely. Now we have to get to the crux of what is the Lexus Infotainment System. Here we have the 12.3-inch screen in front of us, like I said, and it is able to be split down about 60%, 40% to show off different things on each side. And you control it using the mouse pad that you have right here. And this is what causes fault for a lot of people, and especially in this segment of car, when you've got systems like BMW's iDrive, you've got the Mercedes command system that use the traditional wheel down here and then the touch screen as well to help. This system doesn't have either of those. It has a few dedicated buttons right here. It has the mouse pad and then the enter buttons on the side. You can push down to enter as well, but that has proven to be a little bit of a challenge. I find that when I'm using the system, I'm taking my eyes off of the road too long trying to select what it is that I want, because the way that this mouse works is that it can lock onto the things you're aiming for, and then it can easily bounce around from side to side. You can feel like it's clicking in place, but it isn't. It is a free sliding system. Although I don't love this system, I have been able to learn it and figure my way around it. But I feel like a lot of people in this segment of car are trying to get something as hassle-free and as easy as possible. You also do have a tiny little screen in between the TAC and Speedo, which you'll find in quite a lot of other Toyota systems. So it doesn't really display all that much information, definitely doesn't have the highest graphics, and the colors are a bit faded. And to really put the final nail in the coffin for this Lexus system, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is not available. This is a neat feature, how with the front cup holder up here, you can actually push it down to store a larger cup, and then just simply push this button here for it to rise. Other things I like? I really like the styling of the RX. I know a lot of people aren't crazy about the overall look of Lexus's design language, but I like it because it gives you a lot of interesting things to look at, and you can find new things to study in the design. And also, another neat feature is that you have lights that shoot out from the corner of the car if you are taking a hard left or hard right to help illuminate the space in which you're driving to. That is a brilliant feature. The standard speakers in here are perfectly balanced, and I do like them, but this is the first time I've ever got into a car and thought to myself, damn, I miss that premium sound system. When I've been in BMWs, I don't miss the Bang & Olufsen system. When I'm in Mazdas, I don't miss the Bose system that's on the top trim models. But with this, I really miss the Mark Levinson 15-speaker sound system. And I can't explain why, because it's not a big name brand, and I can't really think of anything else it's associated with. And that, I think, means something. So in comparison of other 3-row premium SUVs, like the Acura MDX, Audi Q7, Volvo XC90. This RX does have a fair few competitors, but with the ease of living that this car has, as well as all the standard features it comes with, the Lexus RX350L isn't an L, it's a W for Lexus. I think that you should test drive this Lexus if you're looking to buy in this segment. It doesn't offer a sporting character. Maybe you want that, maybe you don't. And the infotainment system could be a massive turning point for the buyers. So take this Lexus for a test drive and find out if it is the right car for you.